Picture this: vast armadas from across the stars, gleaming like silver serpents in the void, armed with plasma cannons that pulse with unearthly energy, and shields capable of vaporizing entire moons in a single burst. They hover menacingly, staring down at our scrappy little blue-green planet, a speck in the cosmic ocean. These invaders chuckle at our charming, wild spots, those tangled woods teeming with life, muddy swamps that swallow the unwary, and vast expanses of untamed nature we humans call home. Primitives playing in the dirt. They sneer through their translators, their voices a mix of guttural clicks and electronic warbles. But oh, how quickly the galaxy's self-proclaimed bullies learn the hard way. Earth's not some quaint playground for conquest. It's a predator's den, honed by millions of years of evolution, where every leaf hides a fang and every shadow conceals a strike. And when you arrogantly send your shiny, high-tech troops into the heart of the green maze, that impenetrable jungle fortress? That's when the real hunt begins, and the hunters become the hunted. Hey, quick pause before we dive deeper. Where are you catching this story from right now? A rainy city apartment with the hum of traffic outside, a sunny beach with waves crashing in the background, or maybe your own backyard wilderness under a canopy of stars? Hit the comments and share. It's cool seeing the map fill up with all you legends tuning in from around the globe. Let's rewind to the distant edge of the Orion Arm, a swirling nebula of stars where the United Stellar Dominion holds its iron-fisted court. This isn't some loose alliance. It's the Big League, a ruthless coalition of extraterrestrial species who've crushed entire civilizations from the glowing spirals of Andromeda to the dusty veils of the Horsehead Nebula. Their warlords assemble in a grand chamber aboard the flagship Nexus Prime, a colossal vessel shaped like a jagged crystal dagger slicing through space. Towering Zyrak overlords, their bodies encased in shimmering crystalline exoskeletons that refract light into blinding prisms, stand alongside the sly Vexery, cephalopod-like beings with writhing tentacles that multitask with eerie efficiency, one limb scanning data pads while another gestures emphatically. They gather around a shimmering holographic projection of the Sol system, Earth rotating slowly like a jewel in the palm of fate. Earth. Drone's High Commander Thaler, a veteran Zyrak general whose voice echoes like grinding gravel over a faulty comlink, deep and resonant with centuries of victories. His faceted eyes gleam with disdain as he points a claw at the blue orb. A backwater rock orbiting a middling yellow star, barely worth the fuel to reach. Their so-called wilderness is a pathetic joke, overgrown patches of foliage tangled like a child's scribbles, inhabited by beasts that couldn't outrun even our slowest hover drones. We'll claim it in a single cycle, harvest its resources, and move on. Laughter ripples through the chamber. A bizarre chorus of chittering insect clicks from the Zyrak and wet, slurping hisses from the Vexery. The Vexery Admiral, Kriva, a cunning strategist with iridescent skin that shifts colors like oil on water, waves a tentacle dismissively, her multiple eyes narrowing in amusement. Indeed, Commander. Deploy the legions straight to their equatorial belt. Those humid thickets, drenched in perpetual rain and buzzing with insignificant insects? Ideal terrain for our grav tanks to flatten without resistance. The humans won't even know what hit them. Their primitive sensors will register our arrival as a mere storm. But arrogance has a way of blinding even the most advanced minds. Back on Earth, far from the sterile gleam of alien command decks, alarms blare shrilly in hidden bunkers buried deep beneath the jagged peaks of the Rocky Mountains. The United Nations Global Defense Command scrambles into action, red lights flashing across control panels as analysts pore over intercepted signals. It's not the first time humanity has brushed against the void, rogue probes zipping through our atmosphere, first contacts that soured into tense standoffs. But this is different. Massive invasion fleets blotting out the sun over the vast Amazon basin, their shadows stretching like dark omens across the canopy. Why target there, of all places? The aliens' preliminary scans had pegged it as low-threat terrain, an endless sea of green canopy, rivers twisting like serpentine veins through the landscape, critters that bite and sting but don't shoot back with energy weapons. Perfect for a dramatic show of force, they figured, roll in with overwhelming might, harvest the planet's bountiful resources, install a compliant puppet regime to oversee the extraction. Easy pickings for a Dominion used to steamrolling less advanced worlds. Yet Earth's defenders aren't about to roll over and play dead. Deep in a fortified black site hidden in the rolling hills of Virginia, Colonel Elena Vasquez rallies her elite team under the harsh glow of fluorescent lights. Vasquez, a battle-hardened Latina with scars from conflicts in forgotten corners of the globe, stands before a holographic map flickering with red enemy markers. Her squad is a who's who of human lethality. Delta Force operatives who move like ghosts through enemy lines, Navy SEALs who've danced with death in midnight raids across deserts and seas, Army Rangers who treat dense jungles like welcoming old friends, navigating them with an instinct born from grueling training. They think our world's just a speed bump on their path to galactic dominance. She says, her voice steady as flint, eyes burning with unyielding determination under the hum of tactical holos displaying troop movements. But let's remind these starfaring fools why we own the shadows, why our planet has forged warriors who turn the environment itself into a weapon. Her unit, call sign Phantom Vine, packs light but lethally, suppressed rifles etched with adaptive smart alloys that shift camouflage in real time, microdrones no bigger than fireflies buzzing with reconnaissance AI, and enough raw grit and determination to chew through the toughest Durasteel armor. No grand armies or fleets of starships here. Just 20 hardened souls, slipping into the velvety night like tendrils of smoke, ready to make the invaders pay for every inch of soil. As dawn breaks sticky and golden over the Amazon's throat, painting the mist-shrouded trees in hues of amber, the Dominion's vanguard finally touches down with a thunderous roar. 5,000 elite shock troops disgorge from drop pods, their ranks bolstered by scarab-like mechanical walkers that trudge forward, shrugging off the relentless tropical rain like mere dust on their plated hulls. Sergeant Jor, a burly Zyrak vanguard leader with a scarred exoskeleton that tells tales of a dozen conquered worlds, struts forward confidently, his energy lance humming with charged plasma. Secure the perimeter, he barks to his squad, a diverse mix of hulking Zyrak brutes built for brute force and agile Vexery scouts slithering through the underbrush with tentacle-assisted grace. Advanced sensors ping back clear readings, no heavy weapon signatures, no incoming orbital strikes from human defenses. Just the symphony of birdsong piercing the humid air and the steady drip of dew from oversized leaves. These humans must hide in caves or their fragile cities, not this primordial soup. Jor mutters disdainfully, his scanners sweeping over vines as thick as a warrior's thigh, oblivious to the eyes watching from the foliage. That's when the first whisper of doom hits, silent and swift. A Vexery scout at the point twitches violently, a feathered dart suddenly blooming from the soft flesh of its neck, a primitive blowpipe variant loaded with a fast-acting neurotoxin engineered to evade even the most sophisticated alien scanners. It crumples to the ground, tentacles spasming in futile agony as the poison races through its system. Contact! Hostiles! Roars a nearby Zyrak trooper, its voice booming like thunder, but the dense jungle swallows the cry, muffling it into insignificance. From the shadowy understory, Phantom Vine erupts into action like lightning trapped in syrup, their movements deliberate and deadly. Vasquez's second-in-command, ex-Navy SEAL Marcus Hale, a rugged operator with tattoos from his tours in the Pacific and a steady hand honed by years of high-stakes ops, perches high in the gnarled branches of a strangler fig tree, his ghost rifle's barrel steady as he threads a precision round through the vulnerable sensor array of an approaching walker. Boom! The mechanical beast stumbles blindly, its systems fried, crushing two of its own allied troops underfoot in a chaotic tumble of metal and mud. Panic ripples through the alien ranks like a shockwave. Alien comms channels explode with frantic chatter. Phantoms in the foliage! They're everywhere and nowhere at once! Swarms of reconnaissance drones lift off, buzzing like angry hornets, but Hale's team is ready with countermeasures, deploying blooming clouds of chaff that mimic the erratic flight patterns of local bird flocks, luring the bots straight into the maws of carnivorous pitcher plants strategically rigged with micro-explosives. Pop pop pop. Shrapnel rains down in a deadly hail, shredding rotors and sending crippled drones spiraling into the muck. Emboldened, a Zyrak platoon charges into a nearby clearing, weapons blazing, only to blunder straight into Vasquez's meticulously prepared masterpiece, a vine web, network of razor-thin monofilament lines woven through the undergrowth, laced with fast-igniting incendiary gel. The lines slice through advanced armor like hot knives through butter, severing limbs and breaching suits, before the gel erupts in flames. Screams echo through the canopy, not the familiar human wails of pain, but alien howls that curdle the humid air, a cacophony of crystalline cracks and tentacled gurgles. By midday, with the sun beating down mercilessly through breaks in the canopy, the Vanguard's forces are halved, their once orderly formation reduced to ragged clusters huddling in fear. High Commander Thaler, safe in the climate-controlled bridge of his orbiting flagship, slams a crystalline fist into his command console, cracking the surface in frustration. Impossible! Our predictive augments forecast every possible move, these primitives shouldn't stand a chance. His voice trembles with rage as he issues new orders. Deploy the heavies immediately, saturate the grid sectors with orbital lances. Burn them out. But here's the clever twist that turns the tide. Phantom Vine had anticipated exactly this escalation. Hale's resident tech whiz, a wiry army ranger named Kira Voss, a genius hacker with a background in cyber warfare from MIT and field experience in disrupting enemy networks, has already infiltrated a captured drone relay using a jury-rigged interface. She bounces false signals across the spectrum, creating ghost pings of massive, human masses, congregating in open fields far from the actual skirmishes, drawing the devastating orbital lances away from the real fight. The energy beams carve smoking craters into empty stretches of mud and riverbank, wasting ammunition while in the jungle's depths, Vasquez's snipers methodically pick off alien officers one by one from concealed positions. Headshots only, she whispers over encrypted comm bursts, her voice calm amid the chaos. Make them chase shadows, force them to doubt their own tech. As night falls like a heavy shroud over the basin, blanketing everything in inky darkness broken only by bioluminescent fungi, the jungle truly awakens as an ally to the humans. The nocturnal symphony begins. Howler monkeys, trained subtly through sonic emitters, hurl fruit laced with EMP chaff that disrupts electronics. Rivers churn with hidden submerged charges waiting to detonate. A full Vexery battalion attempts to ford a swollen tributary, their grav boots humming softly as they wade in formation. Hale, belly crawling through the sucking muck with mud caked to his fatigues, triggers the trap at the perfect moment. Massive weighted logs, suspended from ancient banyan roots and released by remote cutters, swing down like colossal battering rams, smashing into the column with bone-crushing force. Water erupts in a frothy chaos of spray and screams, the swift currents pulling the wounded under into the depths where piranha-like fish await. Survivors surface gasping, only to face point-blank bursts from camouflaged blinds manned by Phantom Vine operatives. This isn't war as we know it, gasps a drowning Vexery scout, bubbles escaping its beak-like mouth. It's an infestation. The planet itself fights back. Thaler's frustration boils over into unbridled rage, his crystalline form vibrating with fury. He doubles down on his strategy, ordering pinpoint glassing of swathes of forest from above, beams of superheated plasma raking the canopy in fiery arc. But Phantom Vine adapts with the fluidity of the jungle itself, burrowing into intricate root systems for cover, using the hollow trunks of massive kapok trees as natural echo chambers for psychological operations. Voss, fingers flying over her portable console, pipes and loop broadcasts tailored to alien frequencies, ghostly whispers in their native tongues, weaving tales of Earth's hungry spirits, ancient entities said to devour the unwary invaders who dare desecrate the land. Morale among the troops cracks like brittle ice. Zyrak soldiers, bred for sterile void battles and zero gravity, start jumping at every leaf rustle, their lances firing wildly into the night. A Vexery nest descends into outright panic, tentacles flailing as they discharge weapons into harmless shadows until their energy cells deplete, leaving them vulnerable and exposed. Seizing the moment, Vasquez presses the advantage with ruthless efficiency. She fragments her team into smaller wolf packs, each assigned a deadly specialty to maximize disruption. Hale's demolition crew, experts in improvised explosives, rigs, ghost mines, across likely paths, pressure plates that launch billowing spore clouds mimicking the Dominion's own bioweapon signatures, sowing seeds of friendly fire paranoia as aliens turn on each other in confusion. Another squad, led by the grizzled veteran Tomas Reyes, a former Green Beret with a salt and pepper beard and stories from Vietnam-era ops passed down through his family, transforms the upper canopy into a silent highway of death. Using zip lines woven from tough lianas and reinforced with carbon nanotubes, they execute silent drops onto isolated patrol roosts, neutralizing threats with knives and suppressed pistols. Reyes himself, moving with the grace of a panther despite his years, takes down a massive Zyrak heavy single-handedly, garroting it mid-stride with a length of piano wire before melting back into the fern, leaving only a gurgling corpse behind. The breaking point arrives at Devil's Throat, a treacherous ravine choked with dangling epiphytes and echoing with the roar of hidden waterfalls. Desperate to salvage the operation, Thaler commits his final reserves, colossal armored leviathans, behemoth machines designed to level entire hills with their seismic treads and mounted annihilators. They rumble into the fray, pulverizing undergrowth and shaking the earth like angry gods. But Vasquez's full unit converges in a meticulously orchestrated symphony of sabotage. Vas, hidden in a makeshift bunker, jams their targeting arrays with a viral code smuggled via a captured comm unit, turning their own AI against them. Hale's precisely placed charges detonate in a cascading sequence, toppling ancient saber trees like falling dominoes onto the Leviathan's flanks, pinning them in place amid splintering wood and crumbling earth. Reyes' team of climbers scales the hulls under cover of smoke, planting breaching charges at critical weak joints identified from stolen schematics. Inside the lead Leviathan's cavernous interior, alarms blare in a deafening cacophony as the hull groans under strain. "Evasive maneuvers, now!" bellows the Zyrak pilot, its claws scrambling over controls, but it's far too late. Vasquez herself, rappelling from a stealth drone hovering overhead, breaches the main hatch with a shaped charge. She's a storm incarnate in her black fatigues, suppressed submachine gun barking in controlled bursts, clearing the bridge in a blur of tactical precision and unyielding focus. Alien crew members fall or cower, their weapons clattering to the deck. "Tell your commander this," she growls, holstering her weapon as the survivors tremble before her. "Earth's wilderness isn't some wild, untamed chaos to be conquered. It's patient. It's waiting. And it remembers those who trespass." From his vantage in orbit, Thaler watches in horrified disbelief as his crown jewel of a war machine erupts in flames, internal explosions ripping it apart from within. Losses mount catastrophically, 80% attrition in mere hours, entire battalions wiped out or routed. His fleet's once impeccable cohesion frays at the seams, subordinate captains demanding immediate withdrawal over comms, admirals muttering about anomalous planetary defenses that defy all logic. The Dominion's vaunted legions, unbroken for centuries across countless star systems, finally shatter on the unyielding altar of Earth's humidity, biodiversity, and sheer human hatred for oppression. As a second dawn crests over the basin, revealing a scarred landscape that resembles a graveyard of twisted metal husks entwined with wilted vines, Thalos' armada peels away in disgrace, their jump drives whining pitifully as they flee into hyperspace. Back in the distant council feeds of the Dominion's core worlds, the mocking laughter has evaporated, replaced by a stunned, heavy silence that hangs like a pall. "What manner of sorcery is this?" Kriva hisses, her tentacles coiling in agitation. Thaler, now scarred both physically and in reputation, logs the grim after-action report. "Earth's jungles breed not mere beasts, but apex predators disguised as guardians. Engage at your own peril, or better yet, avoid altogether." On the ground, amid the smoldering remnants, Vasquez's team regroups at their designated extract point, emerging from the foliage like victorious specters. They're bruised, caked in bogged mud, but still breathing, their eyes alight with the fire of triumph. "We didn't win this with fancy tech or overwhelming numbers," Hale quips, wiping a streak of mud from his rifle scope with a weary grin. "We won with the ground under our boots, the vines at our backs, and the spirit that says not today to any invader." Reyes nods sagely, lighting a crumpled rationed cigar with a flickering lighter, the smoke curling up into the morning air. "And the unshakable will to keep it all, our home, our freedom." Vas, ever the pragmatist, taps away on her battered pad. Orbital scans confirm the full pullout, no lingering threats on the horizon. Earth stands tall, not unscathed, with patches of forest charred and rivers choked with debris, but unbroken, a testament to resilience. In the end, the stars themselves learned a profound lesson etched in the vibrant emerald of our world. Underestimate the cradle of humanity at your ultimate doom. Our wilderness isn't random chaos to be tamed. It's the ancient forge where we temper our unbreakable edge, turning underdogs into legends. If that green inferno of a tale fired you up and left you cheering for humanity, smash that like button and subscribe for more epic stories where humans steal the spotlight from the cosmos itself. What's your take on it all? Could our special ops teams take on the entire galaxy solo with their wits and grit? Or is teamwork the real superpower that makes us invincible? Sound off in the comments below. Thanks for riding this wild adventure with me. Catch you in the next one. Stay fierce, Earthling.